Good evening. So I thought I'd cover off one of my favourite manufacturers, and that's Dragon. I've already done a few bits around this in terms of Spitfires and whatnot, but I thought I'd cover off one of my favourite examples of this particular aircraft, and that's the Dragon P47C in this case. And this one's one of the Missouri Kid, the 334th Fighter Squadron, full fighter group. But I thought I'd do a bit of a breakdown in terms of what it comes with, because whenever I talk about them, I often talk about the dreaded piggy bits. So I thought I'd empty out the box and show you pretty much what comes with it, and then show you a little bit about what it looks like in its assembled state. So here we go as such. So in terms of what comes with it, you've got an up and down tail wheel option. To the left there, you've got an aerial mast, or radio mast, whatever you want to call it, and a pitted tube. You then got the second canopy or cockpit configuration, so this is the open cockpit version. And then behind that, you've got everything that's sort of attached to the wings and belly. So you've got external tanks for either side, the wheel down and wheel up option, and of course, obviously the gear doors there as well, the little bits. And of course, you've got a belly tank that comes with this particular aircraft. And of course, not to forget that the canopy there comes off in the whole section. And you've got the movable flaps as well, but no movable rudder on this one. This is a very, very, very lovely aircraft. Got a number of these now. I think I might be up to close to 10, so nearly up to double digits on it. I know certainly got a couple versions of Oki, which I've done a pictorial review on. But I thought I'd just show you what it looks like sort of in its pre-assembled state, and then hopefully we'll cut to one of what it looks like in its assembled state. So here she is in all her glory and all of the F words and God knows what other obscenities I've just been screaming putting this together. And this is where, obviously the detail's fantastic, but where the problems lie. So many a collector out there, I'm sure, will agree, whenever you try and move these around, you get bits fall off them left, right and centre. So a lot of people use a bit of blue tack or whatnot to sort of get them in there and stay in there a bit further. Some people use a bit of white glue, but I'm not keen on that because it's a lot harder to sort of get off. But you know, the devil is in the detail and all that. It is a really, really nice, crisp model. Paint scheme is always really good on it. I'm not even going to attempt to move it because the undercarriage will fall out, the undercarriage doors, bloody aerials, a nightmare. So when you're putting them together, you've got to be so careful, especially with the fuel tanks. I have broken a couple of pins on some other models where I put the fuel tanks in a little bit clumsily to try and use a pair of tweezers or something like that to try and really get them in there. You know, and it's also a bit of a pain in the bum if you're trying to disassemble them and put them into boxes as well, because you've got to be incredibly careful to get everything in there and not lose anything to the dreaded carpet monster. And then when you're putting them in the box and you put the plane back in, the stuff jumps all over the place, and that's where you can have a little bit of an issue. But in terms of the overall model, when it's all put together and all sitting nicely, and I can see the canopy's not quite on properly, but I don't really want to move it in because it will collapse and make a fool of me. They are lovely models, they really are. This one's obviously quite a nice olive drab. They do the D model as well. You know, some various ones out there like Saucy Susie and Big Ass Bird 2. They are D models as well. But there's various schemes as well. Some of the earlier ones were made by, they were known as Cyber Hobby then. They come with display plimps or like a display base, which I think is quite nice as well. Very simple, sort of much more sort of detailed than like the ones you can get sort of like by Coastal Kits, and they're great. You know, got sort of, you know, oil drums and whatnot on them, and they must have cost a fortune to produce. But great models nonetheless. It's just a shame that they don't make them anymore. Now, pretty much everything they churned out was fantastic. I'm still waiting to try and get hold of a Corsair by them, especially the folding wing example. Really, really nice looking model, but rare as rocking horse poo, unfortunately. So I just thought I'd do a very quick model review on this. I'll get some pictures and whack it up on the page as well. And that's it from me. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. So thanks for watching the video. I've just attached a few of the photos that I usually put up on Instagram. If you haven't followed us on Instagram, it's exactly the same name, Corgi Diecast Aviation. Check us out and give us a like. Thanks for watching and see you next time.